In 3, 2,
4, 5, 6,
Welcome
7.
Hard golf.
That was a strong
9, 10.
Welcome to this week's episode of Let's Talk About It. I am Ron. We have Big Bro Curtis down here, Big Bro Malachi right here.
Okay.
We got Brother Team with us this week. We missed him last week. And this week we are missing our brother Keegan. He is enjoying his wedding anniversary. So shout outs to him.
Enjoy.
Time to celebrate.
Enjoy.
Do you know what today is?
Whoa.
Do you feel? Do you feel love? Do you feel the love? Do you feel the love? There we go.
So this week we're going to talk about the recent protests that have happened around the United States, along with our very own city of Harrisburg. How do you guys feel about what's going on?
It's very bittersweet to me, at least. It's very bittersweet knowing although we're going out there for peace, it's not ending peacefully. It's not turning up. The whole thing's not turning up peacefully. You still got cops out there that's trying to start stuff with the people of Harrisburg. That's just me. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Though I haven't personally gone out for the protest or anything like that. Just because personally, I feel like I want to go about it in a different way. But I still support everyone that feels like that's the way that they want to go about it. And it's something that is vital because if you look throughout history, almost every big change that we've had has come with some type of protest, marching. Sometimes, they get a little buck wild, and sometimes that's what it takes, to make change, so.
If you buck.
Yeah. So I'm with everybody.
I agree with my bros about, the protest and everything. I will say, as Miles said, it has gotten a little out of hand as far as people taking advantage of an opportunity to, loot and all the other stuff. You know what I'm saying? I think that some things, we can take advantage of trying to get our point across by doing too much and trying to go the extra mile, to do other things that really aren't proving our point. We're just proving their point, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's vital that we stick to what we are, like what we really want to show people, like what we really want them to see. The things that are really bothering us inside, with all the brutality and everything that's going on, it behooves us to stick to the script, if that makes sense, and to really, not take advantage of this time just to do other things, but really try to make a real difference in everything that's going on. With the peaceful protesting that was going on, I think that was really cool. Like I said before to my bros, I think that it's really time for our state officials to have a say in a lot that's going on. Our mayor, our governor, who was showing his face in the protest and everything like that. I think it's time for them to take a stand as well and just to be involved, so we can make a real difference and we can all together, make a new plan for our city and our world.
Yeah, and if you ask me, I think that's one of the, I think, going to be the solutions. One of the solutions is these people who are higher up. To be frank, these Caucasian people, it's going to take for them to stand up and be like, all right, what y'all doing as my race is wrong. Yeah. And it's nothing's going to get better until we as a race start treating us as black people better. Honestly, the saying that they're saying is all lives don't matter until Black Lives Matter. So every life matters except the black one. So all lives ain't going to matter until the Black Lives matters.
Yeah.
So that actually segues us into what we're going to talk about next, Harrisburg as a whole. Even though we're not a big city, we still are the capital of Pennsylvania. So how do you feel about what's going on with our specific protests, with our citizens, our state dignitaries and city dignitaries, our commissioner of police? What do you think is going on with Harrisburg?
Well, I liked seeing Tom Wolf out there today.
Papafu's is another story, but Tom...
Yeah.
Tom shows his face.
Well, when this video comes out, it'll be a different day, but
right.
I like seeing Tom Wolf out there. And y'all know, I'm cool with Tom Wolf. That's my guy, I think as a whole, in 2020, with this whole COVID-19 pandemic, I've seen pretty great leadership from Tom Wolf.
He's done good.
He's really showed, and we don't know what everybody is really thinking, but he seems to show that he has some level of care, and he showed great leadership even in the face of a lot of people attacking him. Like people are trying to motion for him to be impeached as a governor, which is kind of stupid.
Right.
For simply doing stuff to try
Right.
to help with the pandemic, with the crisis that we're in.
Better our city.
No.
Yeah, so even now to this whole thing, our governor was in the front of a march holding a sign that said Black Lives Matter.
Right.
I don't know what other states can say that. So, to me, I thought that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely want to hear something from Pat Refuse. Like,
Say
something.
Say something.
No, I definitely agree.
Yeah, because it really looks like you're there because you don't want to hear nobody's mouth.
Right.
That's just me. But to sum up not to sum up, but to add on to what you're saying about mayors, I did see. I don't know if they had the guy's funeral today, but the mayor was crying. Yeah, George's. I said it like I knew him, but his funeral was today, and the mayor was crying like.
Minneapolis.
Yeah, Minneapolis. Yeah.
At the school.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He was crying at the funeral.
Yeah.
So
I definitely agree that Governor Wolf has done some great things in 2020 with everything with COVID-19 and his role within what's going on with the protests thus far. We had said something a little earlier, talking amongst ourselves. Curtis had pointed out how he's been around, but not as much as some would like, because he's the governor of the entire state. So, like us, we church guys. So, he used the analogy, Kurt, that with the bishop, he can't be at every single thing, but we still have his presence in things that are really needed. And I feel like we haven't gotten that with Mayor Eric Papenfuss. We just had a protest yesterday, and that was the first time we've seen his face outside of Twitter. We've been having protests on Saturday, but yesterday was the first time we've seen him. Y'all got anything to say about that?
Like I said, it's kind of corny in my eyes. It seems like you're just being out there so you don't gotta hear nobody's mouth. That's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting. Like you're only there because you don't want to hear nobody's mouth. Like honestly,
Airballing.
Yeah.
Missing straight shots.
I personally thought it was a little funny that we just now seen him now that the primary elections have come and gone this past Tuesday, but I'm gonna hush about that one.
And I'm gonna keep it buck. Like I remember when he came to Lingo, and he was like spilling his whole thing about how like if he became mayor, how he was gonna make such a difference, and he was gonna be there for us, and this and that and the third, and like he really sound good, and it's like you really don't know people's intentions until they actually step into the role. Like people sometimes really just want it for a title or to be seen, but like if you're going to be in that role, make a difference. If you're going to be in that role, do your job. Yeah. Do your job as what you're supposed to do. And if you're not going to do your job, then give it to someone that is going to, make a difference and actually going to actually care for the city and not just get it just for, title or paycheck or just so you can look good in front of cameras, which you still don't. But either way.
So we got a couple of appearances from our Harrisburg Commissioner of Police. What y'all feel about that? I know Malachi was working on being a police officer for the state or the city.
Yeah, that didn't go well. That's a whole nother story. It was definitely cool seeing him out there. I would have liked. I wasn't like Chris said. I haven't been a part much of this whole protesting because like he said, I'm trying to do it a different way. Yeah. But like I haven't seen anything of like him talking or anything. So I know. Because obviously he's black, but I just want to hear what he has to say as far as like how the city should be handling it. So, or just, I don't know. Honestly,
I feel like he really didn't say nothing. Though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And I don't know if it's. I mean, that's not even an excuse to say that he wasn't ready for it, because it's been going on for about a week. Mm-hmm. But like people are asking questions. He's saying he didn't really know about some of the questions they're asking him, or he didn't have an answer. So I don't know. I don't know if they just threw him to the wolves or he just really didn't know nothing.
It little bit did feel like a throw to the wolves type thing, because when he got out there, he was trying to sound apologetic and the way that the rest of the police and the riot squad was set up and how they were handling everything. But in the back of my head, I'm thinking, if you're the commissioner, there's nothing that should be happening that you don't know about.
Mm-hmm.
And
Too high up for to not know what's going on.
yeah, but then again, bro, like from the things that, because there's people that are, of course, are doing other, lives, other that sort that were at the protest. So people get put in these positions, but they don't really, have so much say in things that happen. And you would think the commissioner of police would have a pretty good amount of power, but in essence, I feel as though really he's just put out there as a face, especially with him being black.
Black face.
Yeah, to be, to look good, the mediator. And just like with the whole protest, he was put out there, I personally feel like, and to be honest, he has to play it safe because, yes, maybe he does want to stand up, but at the same time, this is his job. And it's not like he has understanding bosses. You know what I'm saying? So he has to watch his tongue, and a lot of times some of us really don't understand that or want to accept that. And trust me, I get it. I'm also haven't really been out there with the protests and everything because I'm trying to do different things as well with trying to support black businesses and other things of that sort, not just going out trying to cause like different riots and stuff like that. And like I said, I'm not against those that are peacefully protesting because I understand that, and I'm with you guys 100%. But I think that he has to watch what he does. He can't just go out off the limb and then he loses everything because he's trying to make a difference. So yeah.
So, from the people of Harrisburg, it seemed as if they were getting some very peaceful-ish protests going forward until some things started to turn a little wayward. That's not totally on the people of Harrisburg. There's been sayings that there are people from outside of Harrisburg who are coming in and were the ones actually starting the riot. So we can't put that too much on the people of Harrisburg. But thinking about the cities,
not even just Harrisburg, though.
Yeah. Thinking about cities outside of Harrisburg within the state itself of Philadelphia, we saw some rough things going on out there. Did y'all take a look at that or no?
Yeah. On my way back from New Jersey, actually, I was in New Jersey for a weekend with some other friends of mine. And on the way back, it was literally like 30, 40 cars. SWAT was out there. It was crazy. Like 10, 12 cop cars was rushing by, cutting off the exits to get into Central Philly and Germantown. They were doing checkpoints. They had like mad checkpoints. And they weren't playing no games. And again, like I said, I hit up a lot of my friends in Philly. I'm like, y'all, like, be safe, like, out there because they're not playing with y'all. And you have to understand, yes, it's okay to protest. And like I said, I'm not against it. But another life does not have to be, you know what I'm saying, taken. There you go. Another life does not have to be taken, you know what I'm saying, for something stupid, for something that can really be talked out and, understood differently. Not everything has to end in violence, personally, I feel like. And some things do cause for some action, yes, I understand that, but not everything causes for violence. And there's some things that you can do that can change some things, you know what I mean, getting into the heads, into the minds of certain individuals.
One thing I say is, like, hit their pockets.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. All these stores that they go, if we all shop just straight black owned, if we stop and put the money into our own communities and stuff, and stop putting it into
them.
Yeah, exactly. We can,
pockets.
like I said, we can build another Black Wall Street. Like, we can make our own money and fund our own money and be our own people.
And you would be surprised, out of everyone, it really is African Americans, bro, that keep the chain going.
Yes.
And it's buying all this stuff, you know what I'm saying, from the Versace to everything, yo. And like, it's crazy that they don't see that. They just see the dollars, but they don't really see who's really supporting y'all. You know what I'm saying? I seen social media about Wendy's and everything like that, and different other food chains, Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, stuff like that. And you gotta realize, bro, I know me personally, nigga big, you feel me? So I'm constantly supporting these niggas. You feel me? Alright. So, like, taking my money elsewhere to companies now like Queen's Barbecue, you know what I'm saying, that's on 3rd Street, that I heard is really good, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they good.
Places like that are black owned, that are trying to do something different, you know what I'm saying? And help us.
And not just food, though, because I feel like
clothing too.
all the time when we talk about, like, buying black, or we supporting black business. We always talk about black restaurants, skincare products, stuff like that.
That's
other
the
stuff,
big one.
which is all cool. Like I still support everybody doing that too because that's vital. But we definitely have to get in a mindset where we're going into other things of necessity too.
Yeah.
Like
we need carpenters.
yes,
we need
carpenters.
yes.
We need engineers,
Yes.
and all of that.
plumbers,
Yeah.
all that. People that contractors, all
Yeah.
that. We need all that type
We
of
need,
stuff.
we need to get
all
into
that.
every market. We need to be represented in every
Yes.
market. That way
And-
we have those
But
options.
all that roots back into what we're teaching the kids of tomorrow, the students of tomorrow.
Yeah,
like we
bro.
have to make those things like
Relevant.
yes, we gotta be like
Yeah.
you gotta be a teacher. Like not
Representation.
you have to, but like we have to employ these kids. Be a teacher, be a cop, be a judge, be a
Architect.
lawyer,
Or,
be a
and be
doctor.
around. Because one thing I say to a lot of people all the time is, how do you expect like these young kids growing up to aspire to be something that they never see?
Exactly.
Yeah, so you have to get them around that.
So yeah, it's all about that representation. Like so the idea that black people aren't doing these things is not true. They are doing these things, but we don't always get to see them.
Yeah.
Or a lot of people get in that mindset where they've made it to a certain point, so they have to leave the city.
And sometimes it's not that they're not seeing it. Sometimes it's a bad representation that they're
That's
seeing.
it.
Yeah. So, going forward, how do you feel about you personally putting out your own type of black business? You ever thought about something like that or no?
To an extent, like I'm still in the thought process of what I'm doing as far as getting my degree, because I do like a part of me wants to be like an athletic trainer. I want to be a personal trainer, and that would be definitely dope. I have so much stuff in mind. I have stuff written down, and it's just like I want to put it out there. I got a lot of things I want to be. I'm trying to stream, like I said last episode, like I'm trying to be a streamer and put like good content out for people out there, just to let it be known, like these kids out here, y'all know I work in the school district, so it's like I try to make it cool, make anything cool for the kids, because like who wants to be a rapper anymore? Everyone wants to be a rapper, everyone wants to be a football player, everyone wants to be a basketball player. Like try to make other things cool for these kids to look up to. So it's just like, I mean, like I said, I'm just trying to get different types of things out there. I mean, it might seem like I don't know what I'm doing, but I promise you, like, I mean, I've been talking to God a lot about what I have to do.
Yeah, bro. That's another.
Either way, I'm just trying to help out the city and make my face known in the city for just being a beacon of light to everybody out there.
Yeah.
So that's me.
Personally, that's all I'm always thinking of. I'm always trying to like think of different ideas that get into some business or something. So like y'all know, I'm currently licensed to do health insurance, life insurance, fixing news, all that stuff.
Go to my boy.
Yeah, so I do insurance. Me and my mom partnered up together.
My car insurance.
Advanced Insurance Group of Harrisburg. Let us know if you have any
They
questions.
got good insurance.
They're real good.
They got my car insurance.
Yeah, but besides that, like one of my, because I have a lot of different things that I'm always thinking about.
Yeah, bro.
But one of my big goals, as far as like really getting into business, is because I'm still in school right now for finance, and I really would like to just have my own financial group, like just independent group. So like financial advisors, all that. Like I want to make a whole empire that just in the financial realm especially for our people.
Exactly.
Like I really want to go all the way to the point where we can have sports agents and be able to like represent athletes and still like in a financial way as well. So like we're helping them like make sure to take care of their money, stuff like that. That's like big goal down the future. I got a lot of stuff I gotta work on to get to that point, but definitely something.
What about you, Tim?
Well, right now I'm in school for psychology. I want to be a psych major, of course. For me, I've had the dream of opening up my own firm. I definitely want to trying to figure out the avenue that I want to go with it. I know it's going to be two different realms because I'm working with someone else as well concerning it. But one will be with marriage counseling, of course, and the other part will be my own personal firm of whatever I want to help whoever with. I've gotten like in my ear about basically counseling pastors. And one thing personally that I will say, especially our people, we need help a lot of our people have went through a lot in life, you know what I mean, from a young age to up to whatever age they are now, and they're dealing with a lot, and they don't talk to anybody. They're always told, you have to be strong, and, you have to just hold it all in and all that, and I don't always necessarily feel like that's the case. I feel like everyone needs someone to talk to get those things out, to really be able to help to free their minds of all that's going on, all the stress and all of that, just to find a different way to handle different things. So yeah, like, it's necessary.
Especially pastors.
Yeah,
yes,
bro.
That's important.
And people forget, 'cause everything that's going on now, it's understandable. I remember where there were pastors taking their lives left and right because they didn't have anybody to talk to, and people were so confused, like, well, they're pastors, why are they doing this, why are they doing that? Like, they're holding the burdens of the people that they shepherd and their own personal problems.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot right there, and you don't know that unless you're in that position. That's why I always pray for these different pastors. Like my bro's dad, Pastor Ron Holt, I pray for him. You know what I'm saying? My own pastor, Pastor Little, I pray for her because like, these people, and don't let them be higher than a pastor. Because you got Bishop, they deal with a lot, and it's almost like their minds never turn off. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely an avenue that I want to take. Music wise. I've really been getting into the mindset of teching. Like, for some reason, that's always been something that I've always really wanted to do, teching and producing. So that is definitely something that I'm looking into doing soon. Just trying to get that in there. So yeah, look out for me and my brand soon. Yeah.
As for myself, working on putting together a catering / food truck business.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's in the works as of right now, but
He can cook.
I'm gonna get more into that later. Our brother Keegan, he has his own thing that he's doing with psychology as well. He's working on his master's degree in that. He plans on having a psychology business later on as well.
Yes, sir.
But going back to something that you two mentioned earlier in the sports realm, like sports management and how different players and athletes are viewed nowadays, going on with like the media and things like that. You guys got to look at what's going on with Drew Brees and LeBron James, and
I guess I'll start it just because
That's your player, your boy.
I'm a Saints fan. Personally, I can't agree with him. I've heard many stories from, like, even my brother that it kind of was a setup question, but still wrong. It was kind of like wrong timing. So it's just like, to me, you look like a straight scum. Like, that's just me. Yeah. I can't really knock him for what he does on the field. That's just me. I'm not trying to sound like I'm playing both sides, but the man, in my opinion, is still the GOAT. That's just my opinion. I don't care what you say. He's still the GOAT. I don't care about Tom Brady. Anyway, but like, I don't hold him. I can't hold him for what he does on the field. But what he just said was complete and utter garbage to me. Like you really not looking at the bigger picture. You're only looking at what you want to look at, and you're only like giving your own opinion on what you want to give your opinion about. This, like I said, it's corny for me.
Yeah, and even the apology that he gave was kind of like
that sounds scripted. That sounds
that
scripted.
Part, with the apology, I feel like that was literally a publicist in his ear saying, "All right, we got to clean up your image
because you look stupid."
Yeah. Also, I always have a problem with that. Like, when somebody says something offensive, and then you immediately like respond with an apology, and like you've immediately already learned from it. Like
you had already learned.
No, you still feel the same way you did yesterday. You just now you have to apologize to the public.
Yeah, you're scared you got caught.
Yeah, I don't even. For me, I don't even want the immediate apology. No. Apologize later.
No,
when you think about what you said.
And the crazy part is, you like, not to be like, I don't know, but don't apologize. You got your own locker room to deal with now.
Yeah.
So you got to apologize to them before you apologize to any of us. Because look, if you really want to get that chip like you want to, you're gonna have to apologize to the people that's around you. Because I'm sorry. If I'm Michael Thomas, I ain't catching nothing that you throw to me because you said what you said.
Purposely dropped.
Exactly.
Right. But with Shannon Sharp,
Uncle Shannon went off on him.
So his story. Say what you need to say.
A lot of people went off on him.
Yeah, Shannon like. Really, he took it a whole nother place. Y'all should definitely watch that clip. It's up
it's real,
it's
bro.
up everywhere. I'm not going to
it's definitely
y'all
real.
go watch it for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people spoke out, especially LeBron.
Brown, yeah.
Like, y'all know how I feel about Bron.
He's a goat.
Okay, I guess. But but even though like I'm not a LeBron hater, I definitely respect LeBron. LeBron's great.
Yeah.
But outside of like the game of basketball, LeBron has always, spoken up.
Made the difference, yeah.
He immediately went at Drew Brees. He's spoken about almost everything, and like I always gotta respect that because a lot of athletes don't. See, Jordan's trying now.
No,
I guess.
Because I'm gonna keep it a straight buck with y'all.
He's
I'm
trying.
gonna keep it a straight buck with y'all. He's in the same class as Drew because like he didn't before this happened. He didn't care who was getting shot over his sneakers. I don't want to hear about none of that. He's a scum in my book. I don't care. I respect your game, but you're a scum personally.
Yeah.
That's
Actually,
just me.
Jordan off the court, he's invisible. There is no Jordan off the court.
Exactly. Like we don't see that dude
At all.
Except for making people buying his sneakers.
But it's not, he don't even be in that really. I mean, he give a yes or no maybe, but like you don't see him making.
Nah, I mean, in the community of Charlotte itself, I can't necessarily speak because, like, I see some stuff that they say that he does, like, as far as the team, like, some outreach they do. But we're talking about Michael Jordan, who might be one of the most famous athletes globally ever.
Yeah.
And, like, he's literally on a platform that's one of one. Nobody has the platform that Michael Jordan has. And we never see that dude.
Ever.
His voice is.
And it's not like he doesn't have the avenues to do so.
Yeah.
He's just choosing not to.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's why he's coming my.
So, somebody who's really been pushing this whole Black Lives Matter movement and really heavy into what's happened with not just George Floyd because it was his friend, but the entire movement as a whole is Steven Jackson.
Yeah.
What do you think about what's going on with him? I personally feel like this man should be getting every single accolade and appreciation that could come his way right now.
And Jackson's always been an outspoken person. That's his personality.
Mm-hmm.
He don't hold nothing. He's with the smoke.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
All
literally,
of it.
he's with the smoke. But especially now, like everything hits differently when it's like somebody you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like even going with this whole coronavirus thing, it's a scam and it's a joke to everybody until somebody in your family died.
Right.
So, and I've seen all the time people all the time, oh, it's not real. I can tell y'all it's real.
I was just having this conversation with somebody about they saying it's fake.
Seen it.
My grandfather just died from it.
Yeah, we've seen it. Like, it's real. So, like, a lot of times, when something really happens close to you, it's way different. Like, you can see it in a whole different light. So, he's definitely he's going after it.
Him for what he has said about George Floyd's daughter going forward. He said, just because your dad's not here, that don't mean I'm not going to be. You know what I mean? Wedding day, I'm going to be there, walk you down the aisle.
See,
College,
so dope.
I'm going to be there for him. Like,
That's so dope.
I feel like that's something that goes way beyond what's going on right now. And his daughter, George Floyd's daughter, she's going to be a pioneer going forward just simply off of what's happening right now, what's happening Steven Jackson, what's going on with just like everyone around here that's feeding into her right now. She's going to be one of these pioneers that's going to really bring change going forward. I feel that.
Real quick, because this is something that, like, I know me and Mal kind of, like, talked about earlier. That's coming up. It's something that's been on my mind for a long time, but now I'm starting to see it other places. What do y'all think about our top black athletes starting to go to HBCUs?
I feel like that should have been happening long before what we're dealing with right now.
So
Facts.
earlier I had when I posted that on Instagram and on Facebook, BJ Jackson came up. He was just like, some of these HBCUs are more expensive than half of these like regular colleges, and like it won't be able to happen unless the HBCU be like, all right, they make it more affordable.
We don't get the same funding.
You're right. That's definitely correct. That's definitely correct.
Yeah.
But like I said, if all of our talent went to our HBCUs, there wouldn't be no Alabama. But like all these top colleges, no, bro, because we make these top colleges what they are.
Especially in basketball.
NFL too,
Yes.
Like, I can understand in football because football is different. It's a different sport. Sometimes you need to like be in a big program for that visibility.
Mm-hmm.
Basketball is different. Like basketball, as long as you with a good coach, the competition is always going to be there. We can have all our top athletes at the HBCUs and thrive and still be able to go to the league. Mm-hmm. You can go to the league from HBCU in football as well. Mm-hmm. Now, you definitely don't get the same opportunities afforded.
Exposure.
The NFL got to work on a lot of stuff. Period.
They do.
They got to work on a lot of things.
Because they're definitely out there. There's definitely talent D2, D3 levels.
Yeah.
That if you look at it, the Patriots, their first pick was from D2. And then like you gotta, there's a lot of people who just did not get the opportunity that these D1 cats got.
Yeah.
So it's just like, why not dip your hand into these D3 schools, dip your hand into the junior college,
Get the best of everything.
yeah, dip your hand in. There's really good players
If
out
you can
here.
ball, you can ball.
Exactly. It don't matter what level it is. I mean, it's not like high school because I'm not even that, because like in high school you have a 1A that's just as good as one of these like 6A schools.
Mm-hmm.
It's just depends on how big your school is. But like I said, like
Opportunities.
yeah,
Yeah, the NFL need work because this year is the first year I ever heard about them ever, and it's kind of whack in itself too. They had a separate combine that Deion Sanders like pushed to put together in Florida, I believe, and it was for all the HBCU players. They had a separate combine, which they never had. A lot of these HBCU kids that can blaze that ball, they don't get to the combine to show off their skills in front of the scouts. So Deion Sanders like pushed to have something for them since they don't get invited to the combine. He was trying to have something else. I don't know if it actually happened though. I think it got canceled this year because of the virus. But like that's a big deal. That's a big deal. Like I feel like they should get representation in the combine as well, and that's a big step.
exactly.
So I heard that you guys said something about the funding that goes into these HBCUs. So when you bring in these high caliber, high profile name people, wouldn't that kind of help in the funding?
Definitely. Because
Because
if
when
you
got
look
more
how
people
much
coming in,
you look how much these universities are making off of these black athletes, it don't make sense.
and the fact that they weren't getting paid for what they were doing
Exactly.
is another conversation.
The NCAA is $1 billion, like multi-billion-dollar company. It's ridiculous.
And they still want to play the players.
Yeah, like basically you getting all that for a free education, which is like
Yeah.
some of these schools
that's still big.
maybe like $40,000 a year. But no, a lot of these kids is putting their life on the line
Yeah.
for an education that the school can afford to send you to school for.
Exactly.
They're getting hurt by giving you a scholarship.
Right.
They're making money off it.
Right.
And it's crazy because it would be people out here. You can live in Florida and go to Oregon. You're moving all the way across the country for a partial scholarship. First of all, I'm not doing that, but still, like, the least you can do is pay for me to go to school. Period.
Tua's whole family moved to Alabama from Hawaii.
Yo, like, for real.
Yeah. And then thinking about it, you get your education, but outside of that, what you get a sweatsuit, a gym bag, some water bottles,
some gloves.
Get to say I get to keep my jersey when I graduate, or I mean I don't think that's enough.
It's not.
It's
I feel like you should
by
get paid.
far not enough.
I mean, now don't get it wrong. I wouldn't be surprised if half of these kids are still getting paid because from what I see,
Under the table.
they definitely get paid on the table from what I see. But like, there's no way you should. That's a whole nother episode.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, that's a whole nother episode. But like,
Because some of these dudes be iced out.
dripped,
Under the table.
Yeah.
but that's hearsay.
Dripping.
All right, so bringing it in to close out our last few minutes of this episode, we just want to send a special shout out to our good brother Keegan.
Woo.
His wedding anniversary with his wonderful bride Devonna.
Sis,
Yes, sir.
We
Woo.
hope you all are enjoying yourselves. We missed
Woo.
you on this episode.
Enjoy yourself.
Can't wait to get you guys back into Harrisburg, Keegan, to get you back on.
Take your time.
Let's
hey
talk
yo,
about it.
y'all, I'm about to say y'all remember that? Yo, that wedding was crazy.
Wedding was
That
hilarious.
That whole weekend was hilarious, bro.
Start to
The
finish.
last. First of all, I feel like we should talk about it.
We should talk about it. We should talk about it. So,
Let's start at the beginning.
Oh,
We gotta start at the beginning.
beginning.
At his crib. Don't say nothing because you wasn't there.
You
Say nothing.
I mean, you wanted to be in spirit. Bless God.
From the jump, yo, Keegan was on edge from the time everyone got there, yo.
Wait. Don't put it all on Keegan, though. Y'all, you know why Keegan was on edge.
Y'all too?
It was half you two.
I wasn't doing
No,
nothing.
I'm not
I was
saying.
gonna
I'm
say.
saying it was half
No,
you.
I
It was
wasn't.
half
I
you.
didn't. It was before I got to the house. When I got to the house, you had already had Keegan up the wall.
Listen, because I'm a punctual person when it comes to time. So I don't like being late for stuff. I don't like having to rush. And
It wasn't your day.
it wasn't his wedding day yet. This was the start of the weekend. And he was like, I gotta get these clothes hung up before we get on the road. I'm like, bro, this is something you can take care of when we get back. He's like, you don't know Devon.
Dang, you down.
I get it, but like,
That little girl savage.
you holding us up to full clothes, bro. Like, I get it, but
Nah, it had, first of all, because I wasn't there yet, but it had to be more to the story than
It
that.
had to.
Because by the time I got in the house, I don't even remember what I said to Keegan. I think I said something.
Go.
I said something simple. I was like, I don't know. It was something simple. It wasn't even serious, and I was joking. When I tell you, I got screamed. Yo, Keegan screamed me in a way I've never been screamed by Keegan before.
he's like, everybody get downstairs.
And when I tell you, like, I'm not the right one, because all I did was stop, and then I started laughing. I'm like,
You don't take nothing serious.
That's all of us.
Yo,
Like,
I just started
next to
laughing.
none of us at the
Yo.
funeral.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Because that wedding, the wedding in general was hilarious.
Yeah.
From the pre-wedding
He can't say nothing about
from the pre-wedding to the actual wedding, but that whole weekend was hilarious.
let's talk about the wedding rehearsal.
No,
Let's talk about how we were sitting outside, and a dude was taming. This dude
Taming
was out there with
a
his
horse.
Horse, bro.
Across the
That's
way,
West
we in the
Philadelphia
hood.
for you.
West Philly. This
Bro.
dude had a whole horse
Just trying to teach him how to run in a circle. Like,
with a whip.
The whole time, I was that was
So,
crazy.
all right. So let's like talk about the elephant in the room. So, the wedding planner over here
all right.
had us in a hotel
First of all,
that was like an hour away from the church.
can you not down me like this? Like,
Wasn't even in Philly. The hotel was not in the county
It was
of
Willow
Philadelphia.
Grove.
It wasn't in the county
That's
of
the
Philadelphia.
county.
That was a 30-minute drive to the church.
Let me defend myself. That's first off. I got us in a hotel that accommodated all of us for cheap, and it was a suite. I ain't hear nobody complaining once we got in the room. Bless God.
About the suite, I wasn't complaining about the suite.
I got us in a suite for cheap. But I will say the activities that night wasn't too grand.
Why not?
Don't say nothing yet. Don't say nothing yet, because we're going to drag you out a little bit more.
Yeah,
So let's talk about how we were supposed to go to Dave & Buster's.
but we didn't. Why?
Because I don't like paying for parking.
$20. It was 6 of us.
It was 6 of us. We could have split that parking up. Matter of fact, I could have just paid for the parking.
Right.
All right.
I don't like paying for parking.
So we try to go bowling. Get there. I mean, first of all, it's crazy. First of all, it's 10 o'clock. And this bowling alley is about to close. At least here, our bowling alley is closed at 2 on the weekends.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure like, whoa, why is this bowling alley about to close at 10 o'clock on the
10
weekend?
o'clock on a Friday night.
They was like, we can give you like 15 minutes.
No, we ain't not paying no $30 for no 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
No. Shoot. Then we got, what
We
we
went
got?
to Chickies and
Chickies
Peas.
and Peas.
Oh, Jesus.
Everybody
Bro.
got wings.
No, the Krabby Fries. Got them Krabby Fries.
Then we go.
So that was the bachelor party. Like,
we went back to the hotel and played the K. Well, they played the K. I went to sleep.
Yo, first of all, why was the TV so loud? We couldn't
Wow,
turn
we
it
could
down.
not turn it down. Yo, that joint was so loud.
I mean, at least Keegan didn't get in trouble for no crazy activities.
Yeah, that's
Like,
true.
we ain't go to no type of club.
Vonna, well, I can promise you had nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
'Cause that
Absolutely nothing.
nothing.
But for round 2, we about to turn up for round 2. Y'all
Next.
gonna support me?
All right, so let's talk about.
I ain't getting Keegan shot.
You gonna be there?
I ain't getting Keegan shot.
You
You gonna be there?
Sure am.
Brian was tongue, Lord. Brian was tongue,
All
Lord.
right, so all right, let's get this over with because I already know what's about to happen. Let's talk about the reception.
Yes, sir. Let's talk about the reception, Kurt.
So at the reception, all the guys, we got to give our little words of sentiments to the bride and the groom, and somebody wasn't prepared.
Yeah. Hold on first when we get there. Let's go on the fact that Ron thought he was the best man.
I didn't know.
Yes, he did. Everybody knew I was the best man.
This man said, He said, I should eat first. I said,
17 years.
Can y'all not do this to me?
All right, we done with you. We doing, what is it? We just doing words. We just giving out words. Everybody going around words. And we get to this, man. And he just wanted to make the whole reception awkward.
huh?
Huh?
What?
Yeah. But that's hearsay. We only got alone.
No, you tell a story. You want to tell a story. You want to put me on blast.
He brought up some old stuff that
I borderline brought it because I caught myself.
still made it awkward.
I caught myself, but I think me catching myself is what made it awkward. Because I said, ooh.
And everybody staring at you.
I was like,
Everybody staring at you.
I said, yo, Keegan, I remember the time.
You heard a fork drop.
Oh, you know what? I'm just happy. But you know what's crazy? As soon as I passed, I think I passed off the mic to, was it Akil? So I passed the mic off to somebody. And then, like, everything I really wanted to say, then it just came through. I'm like, give me the mic back. At that time, my time was up. I didn't even get a chance to really say what I wanted to say. But, yeah.
But that was literally the wedding.
Did you enjoy
Sorry.
the weekend?
How'd you enjoy the weekend, bro? How was it?
I was out of town, so don't let them tell me.
What about the next one?
I love my bro, my sis. You know, I wasn't there, and I regret it, but I'm glad that they enjoyed their wedding. You know what I'm saying? It's really dope to see two people that really care about each other.
Young people too.
Young people, bro.
Hey, same
like,
age as us.
yeah, like, and really doing it. You know what I'm saying? It's making a difference. So.
They was together like 8 years before they actually got married.
Yep.
It was a while.
Yeah.
That's a true middle school crush
Since
that you
since
married.
Vegan ain't going
It
nowhere.
was like 11th grade, 11th to 12th grade of our high school. So that was like around 2013, 2014 that they started. Yeah. Maybe before that.
And that just shows me hope. You know what
It
I'm
was
saying?
refreshing to see.
It was definitely refreshing.
Yeah.
And it's still refreshing to this day to see how
How they are with each other, how
Yes.
they carry each other
Yeah.
as young adults.
If
So,
she has him covered,
Yes.
like really have an adoration for black love, young black love, and the way that they are for each other is like it's impeccable to see. So I personally just want to congratulate y'all on your 2-year anniversary.
That's facts.
And very many more years to come.
Whoop.
Whoop.
Yeah, I mean, so much love, peace, hair grease to the Middle East.
Let's talk about it. This is a good episode. Like, comment, give us feedback. We love y'all. We thank you for the support.
Yes, sir. We're going to keep getting better. We're going to keep getting better.
Keep getting
Yeah.
But we do want to thank you guys for tuning in for another episode of Let's Talk About It. Till next week.
Whoop.
Whoa.
Whoop.